Well, Chief, we're switching gears a little bit, and we do have on Skype joining us to talk about the temporary employment permit and the whole digitalization of the payment. We have Mr. Domingo Poe, who's joining us via Skype from the Ministry of Rural Development and Labor. Good morning, Mr. Poe, and also
In our studio.
in our studios we have Agatha Ruta.
Agatha Ruta.
Agatha Ruta.
Good morning.
Yes,
Good
Head of
morning, Mr.
Digital
Agatha.
Retail and Corporate Banking from the Belize Bank.
The Belize Bank.
Yes.
Yeah, I will
Our
tell you.
Very
country,
nice.
The
your
Belize
bank.
Bank.
Our country, your bank. Well, certainly, Mr. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Give us a little insight of why we're here today.
Well, good morning once again, and it's a pleasure for me to able to join you all this morning through this medium. It's unfortunate that I could not join my colleague, Miss Agatha, in studio, but due to unforeseen circumstances. But nevertheless,
Technology is there to help.
Yeah.
that is exactly why we are
technological
here
this
to
morning.
discuss TEP and e-cash payments.
Mhm.
Well, basically, the Labor Department is responsible in accepting and vetting temporary employment permit application. In the past, we have done this manually. We receive applications manually, and we do all the processing manually. But in 2020, when COVID struck, of course, as any other countries or businesses, that they have changed the way in which, or COVID sort of kind of put them in a position to change the way in which they do things. And Labor Department, of course, took the initiative to digitize the temporary employment permit application. So therefore, we took that initiative and worked on it, and eventually it becomes a reality. So in last year, 2021, I think it was in January, we launched the temporary employment permit online system. And it has been a little bit over a year now, and it has been working very effectively, efficiently. And again, this is where applicants are able to apply at the comfort of their homes or wherever they can be. And then we receive the application on the temporary employment permit portal, where we do the vetting and do everything online. So that is what we have been doing at the Labor Department. So that is the responsibility what we are doing right now in terms of trying to provide a better service, efficient service to the general public, knowing that we are still in a pandemic and we still need to adhere to the public health regulations. So this is one way the Labor Department is still trying its best to provide quality, better service to the general public.
So basically, you're saying that persons, foreigners in particular, who comes to Belize and want to get employment, they can apply for what is called a temporary employment permit through the Ministry of Labor, and then and then there's a payment requirement as well, right?
That is correct. As it is right now, when we launch the system, there is some aspect of it that has to be done manually, especially the payments of the fees, which is the $25 processing fee and the $20 stamp, where applicant physically need to go to the treasury, get a treasury receipt, and then they physically need to enter the treasury receipt number on our portal, where the portal would then validate that payment so that an application can be accepted. But with this partnering with the Belize Bank, again, the Labor Department undertook this pilot project that we partnered with the Belize Bank to change that. Instead of applicant going physically, that they are able to pay these fees online,
Okay.
e-cash payments.
And that makes it
That makes it much
immediate.
easier, yeah.
So
Yes, it would then make it much easier.
Okay.
Again, considering the providing of services, because treasury is not everywhere, and especially to the farmers down south, the Banana Growers Association, that use the temporary employment permit online system as much because they employ a lot of migrant workers in the banana, the citrus, and also in the up north, the cane farmers.
Okay.
So it is easier for them to be able to use this system, paying the fees using the eCash payments.
So then if you could just ask Ms. Agatha to give us a little insight and overview of how the eCash system enhances what the Labor
How it works
Department is doing.
in this instance.
I think that right now it would be great if we could play the
video?
The video,
Okay,
and
there's
then
a
we
video.
can
Let's-
smoothly go to
Okay,
the
let's
detailed
get that little
explanation.
teaser in there
Okay,
then.
William, let's play that video.
Forget the hassle of traveling and waiting in lines.
You can now pay your application fee for temporary employment permits online using eCash.
Simply complete the online application for a temporary employment permit, and when it's time to pay, select the eCash option and pay instantly using your mobile phone.
eCash and the government of Belize, making life easier.
Okay, so that's making life easy indeed.
Oh, definitely.
Very, 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 very easy.
Like Mr. Domingo mentioned, especially for the banana growers, for the citrus industry, instead of first going to the Treasury Department, standing in line, you can complete the entire process online, end to end, from the application to the payment. And what we did specifically for the government of Belize, we enabled the feature that employers can pay for the bulk application. So not necessarily just one by one, but
Okay.
if they have the workers, 50 or 100 of them, they can do one
bulk
payment
amount.
for all of them.
As opposed to
right?
100 separate
Correct,
payment they
which
can
which
do.
makes the entire process even easier. So it's a lot of time that right now our employers will have in their hands to focus rather on the business, not standing in lines.
Lines, yeah.
And I think he mentioned something that you have to get a stamp as well, a $20 stamp. Is that also incorporated in there as well?
Yes, yes. So when the employer or the employee fill out the application, then they decide whether it's a $20 fee or the $45 fee, right?
Okay,
Depending on
okay.
the industry.
Okay, and so, and that is done very simple, that they can do it right from their phone, the employer, and the government will then immediately get the notification that the payment has been made, and therefore the process for processing
Immediately,
the
right?
application
So
starts.
the employer can do it either on the web
Uh-huh.
or on their phone, as the application for the temporary employment permits and eCash are also mobile responsive. So either or is possible, and then when the payment is completed, person is taken automatically also back to the TEP website with the information that the payment was completed successfully.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and
So
there
there's a
is also-
notification. There's a
Correct.
notification that the payment has been
Yes.
done already. And then at the back end, then Mr. Poe, you all can then process that rather readily, no? You get the notification right away that the payment has been received, and you can start the process to approve the application or deny it if that is such a thing.
Yes, if I may add that, again, as any system, as you go along, you tend to improve a system. No, there is no system really that
That's
works perfectly in the very beginning. So since it's a new system, as we go along, we tend to kind of improve on our system.
Yeah.
In terms of the payment, as it is, as it was, that the payment for these fees was done after the creation, because our portal is in two main sections. One, where the employer would have to create an account, and after creating an account, then when the person logs on, then it allows the person to enter their treasury receipt number to create an application.
Okay.
But now that has changed now, as what Ms. Agatha is saying now, that persons are able to create many applications, and then to the end, they make the payments of those applications. So at this moment, we're basically talking about the regular temporary employment permit. We also in the process of launching a special purpose work permit applications as well. So again, these special purpose temporary employment permit also carries a different set of fees. The reason is because they will be processed within 24 hours.
Okay.
So this is a new service, I would say, that the Labor Department is providing to accommodate those persons, especially foreigners who come just for a short period of time in this country to work, like the entertainers, like persons with special skills, persons who would work in art that would only come for a week or 2 weeks.
No, they are temporary.
So then we were able to process our work permit within 24 hours for 30 days.
This will be like consultants and so persons that
Right.
come with special skills.
Special skills. And now the fees for this application would be $20 stamp and $100 administrative fees.
Okay.
The stamp is what you need to go and buy, right?
No, it's all incorporated now. That's
now.
what she was saying.
So it's
Right,
So,
it's
yeah,
using the
just-
same payments.
Yeah, so it'll be $120,
payment-
one payment for
One payment.
$120. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Makes it, makes
Right,
life
for the
easier.
special
Just wanted to
purpose
clarify.
temporary employment permit.
Yeah, we had done
Yeah,
it
mix
in
it up,
the
no?
first segment. Yeah, certainly. Go ahead, Mr. Domingo.
Yes, so again, this again, once for the special purpose work permit, that the persons would have to meet the requirement. Again, applications are based on how the applicant able to submit their application with all the requirement. It depends on them, no? That for us to be able to process these applications very quickly, and some of the requirements would include a certificate of good standing from the tax services, and also from the Belize Social Security Board, and to ensure that everything is in order.
Okay.
And with this special permit, that it can be, persons were able to apply ahead of time, and that approvals will be able to be done ahead of time. So when the person lands into the country, that they were able to receive their work permit from the port of entry, and to pay the fees there as well.
Okay. Why eCash? We know that we have other similar type product out there. Why did the Labor Department select eCash?
Well, there was a tendering process,
Okay.
and of course, Belize Bank was the one who I believe met all the requirements, and hence the reason Belize Bank.
Okay. So you all want the bid?
You won the bid, Mr. Gata.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, as you see, eCash, as we know, is the first digital wallet in Belize. We
Yes,
launched,
it is.
actually we are very close to the first birthday for eCash, as we launched the 6th of August last year.
Yeah,
Right
very
around the
close.
corner, yeah.
Yes. We already have 45,000 active users in the
45,000.
system, which is impressive. We are very proud of our users and businesses, like we were chatting before. So I'm positive that for the temporary work permits, not only it will be easier, but it's already available, as the employers already have eCash installed on their phones. And if not, also on the TEP website, we place the instructions to show step by step how to register, how to download the application, and how to start immediately. There is no gap, no delays between the registration process and the fact that you can start to process payments.
Approximately how many people do you expect will use the services for temporary employment permits?
Oh, I think this is more a question
More-
to Mr. Domingo.
Mr.
Yes.
Domingo, how many people normally apply for temporary employment permits a year?
Since we launched the system about a year and a few months ago, about 4,000 persons have already used our system.
For the year?
Yes.
That's I didn't know, temporary employment.
Yeah,
And
that's
that- and that's different from those
upside
in the
down.
banana industries and so on, right? Or would it be the
That,
same?
yeah,
No,
that includes,
that includes them.
Includes them.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Because they're the one that really, the bulk of the agricultural sector normally is the bulk of the TEPs generally because they're seasonal.
That is correct. That is correct.
Seasonal employment. Yeah.
But the question then maybe to Ms. Agata is could this be expanded to other government services as well? What
Definitely.
is there?
Definitely. We are already in the discussions with the Ministry of E-Governance.
Okay.
How to expand the services to bring more efficiencies and convenience to our citizens, right? As this integration showed us how efficient we can be and how quickly we can launch the service. And definitely we are in the discussions right now, what are the other departments that we can bring convenience.
Yeah,
right?
because
not standing in lines and being able to complete everything from your office or your home.
exactly because in our previous interview with the Minister of the Public Service, we were talking about cashiers opening and long
Cashiers
lines for
closing.
people waiting
But
and,
you
and
always have
opening
people
and
that-
closing. So this would kind of almost eliminate a lot of
Alleviate.
this inconvenience that these things would cause.
Correct.
Um,
It's not only about inconvenience, it's also about the security.
Security.
Right?
Right.
As the digital payments are extremely secured, we pay a lot of attention on the security features to really make sure that our users, our employers are safe in the system. So even when it comes to the government right now, all of the proceeds, they go to their digital wallet and there is no need for any cash. And the finance
no need
department,
for armor cars to be
Correct.
moving your money.
the finance department can see and settle the transactions immediately, right? So the security is significantly higher than with the regular cash payments.
Yes, indeed. So, and from your standpoint, Mr. Poe, you see that the employers that normally used to making these applications in the past, you see them now starting to migrate and getting used to the system because, of course, you know, growing pains and habitual practices is something that eventually will wane away, right?
Well, as you know that change is something it's kind of hard to do when you're accustomed of doing one thing.
I know that would be a
Tell me
problem.
about it.
But the labor department, our staff are well prepared to provide guidance and assistance. Yes, in the very beginning that there were challenges in terms of how to use the system, but we provide training. We provide one-on-one training. We provide, a collective training to employers or anybody who would want to learn how to use the system. And the system is user-friendly. But again, for those that don't really have any idea what is it, it's kind of difficult.
Maybe you could walk us through it, Let's walk us through the system step by
A
step.
mini tutorial.
A mini tutorial. Yes, a mini tutorial. Right?
Okay.
That would be good.
Well,
for
first
us.
of all, persons who want to apply for this
Where
temporary
find
employment
them?
permit online system, they would have to go to our website at tep.mlrgd.
You said that even too fast. Say it again.
TEP
TEP.
Dot mlgrd
Mhm.
.gov.bz.
Okay.
That will take you to the temporary employment permit portal.
Good.
And then it asks you to enter a valid email address.
Okay.
and then you submit. You will then receive an email in your inbox, and you go to that email and it will tell you to confirm. When it tells you to confirm, it takes you directly to the registration process where you would create a username and a password. Persons who applied are not to forget their username and password,
Yes.
because they will always need that to enter on the portal.
Yeah.
Then you
Any
start the
system there to
registration
retrieve,
process.
in case you forget your password, you can retrieve your password like some other platforms have. Reset your
Well,
password, sorry.
it can be reset, yes. It can
Okay.
be reset, and
So-
also we provide guidance as well if in the event that happens. No,
Okay.
as it is right now, I am the administrator of the system, so I would able to provide assistance when it comes to that if the need arise.
Okay.
So then you create an account. First, it is the employer where you would put in the employer's information and to upload all the necessary documents pertaining to the employer, such as the certificate of registration, certificate of good standing, trade license, article of association, memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
After doing that, then of course, the other part, it allows you then to apply for to create an application for the worker, where you would put in the person's information, the person's information such as where the person was from, passport information, of course the work that the person will be doing, if the person had previous work permit here in Belize, education, what is the person's level of education, all of these the application will have, and then to the very end, again, it allows you to upload all the necessary information, such as a copy of the person's passport, police record, employment contracts, and picture, and any other relevant document that would be associated with the application.
These are scan uploads, right?
Yes, scan uploads.
Scan
Okay.
and upload.
And after that is done, then an application is there. However, like I said, we will not be able to process it until the payment is made.
And this is when the e-cash comes
The
in.
e-cash comes in,
That's
right?
correct.
So,
Right.
so you walk through the steps how to make that payment, right?
Yes, we can, absolutely. So then at this point, the person can enter the phone number. And with this phone number, the push notification is sent to the phone that you can just click on this push on your phone, and then the checkout page in eCash is opened. You
Okay.
can review the details of the transaction, the amount, the description from the TP system, and confirm. Once you confirm, the application is then, the notification is sent back to the TP system about the successful transaction, and that's it.
That's it, as easy as that.
Extremely easy. If not through the push notification, person also has an option to view the QR code. And then with eCash, you just scan the QR code, the same checkout page appears, you confirm, and you're all set. Very easy.
Very easy.
Yeah. No,
And-
I think a concern that a lot of people would have, well, not a lot of people, some people would have, is how confidential is all that information that I'll be supplying? How is that kept confidential, like my financial information, etc.? How do you keep that confidential?
Oh, we don't share this with anyone. This is like your wallet. eCash is your physical
only
wallet
me have
transformed
access
into
to my
your.
wallet, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Even if your phone gets lost or stolen, nobody will be able to get into
Into my
your
wallet.
funds.
Okay.
As this is also secured either with your biometrics or with the PIN number. The only caveat over here and advice is for not to share your credentials with anyone. Right?
Yeah.
This is extremely important. Not to share your passwords, your PIN numbers, your credentials to either your online banking, eCash, to any of your systems with anyone,
It
even
should be
your friends
personal.
or family. This is your very personal information.
Well,
Yes,
that's
indeed.
important, because
Yes, it
sometimes
is.
a lot of us are careless with passwords,
Yes.
and that sort of thing.
Yes,
and go through some unpleasant experiences as a result.
As a
correct.
result. So it's always important that
Yeah.
you guard these passwords very, very, very
Exactly.
Yes.
important that you guard them and be strict with them.
But eCash is always secured. So even if your phone is not blocked, is not secured with the PIN number or biometrics, then your eCash is, right? So nobody will be able to enter.
Nobody can
right.
take your money. Good.
So that's a way forward. Anything that we missed, Mr. Poe, that you wanted to highlight? Any final comments or any areas that you would like to leave with the general public?
Well, first of all, I would like to encourage the general public to be able to use our system. Again, we are here to provide a service, and we want to be efficient and reliable, because so that we are able to have persons' application processed more conveniently, and also not only conveniently, but to able to narrow the amount of time it takes for a person to have their actual work permit with
Okay.
them. So we want to encourage the general public, employers, to use our system. And also at this point in time, I would also like to take the opportunity to thank our partners, because without our partners, this could not have been a reality. I want to thank the steering committee for e-governance and digitalized unit, the Ministry of Finance, the Treasury Department, Ministry of Labor, the Belize Bank, for making this a reality for us. Because again, we could not have done this by ourselves, and hence the reason it is a joint initiative, and for it to become a reality. And we are so happy, and we are so grateful that the Labor Department could be able to took on this initiative to pilot these projects and for it to become a reality.
Yeah, it's very commendable
Very
indeed.
good, yeah.
One more
And-
comment from my side
Sure.
is that the service will be officially launched this Friday. So since that time, the payments will be enabled through eCash on the TEP system.
Okay.
I encourage everybody to try. As like
Right,
we mentioned, we went step by step. It's extremely easy. Recently, Belize went through a lot of change, and I see a lot of businesses really turning into the online world. And I'm extremely proud and glad to see the government offices to go into this direction as well. As this way we will have a lot of our entrepreneurs really focusing on their businesses, not necessarily spending half a day on making the payments or applying
Yeah.
for certain services.
Great.
That
Great.
is so.
Excellent. Excellent.
Great future in front of us.
Indeed.
Sounds
Indeed. Well, it's the digital divide is here, and we have to be able to embrace it,
That's right.
and that will breed efficiency. It's mankind drive to create convenience. Well, certainly, Chief, we want to thank our guests, both guests this morning,
Of
for
course.
joining us.
Sir Domingo Paul.
Mr. Paul from the Ministry of Labor, Local Government and Rural Development.
Yeah, Domingo.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just want to make one correction. The launch is on Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes, on Thursday.
Okay. Thursday will be the 9th, right?
What,
Yes.
In
Yes,
what,
the ninth.
what format is it taking? The launch? An event?
Yes, the launch will
Party?
be not party. Officially,
Will there be a-
official launch in
pa-
Biltmore.
Yeah, at the
Okay.
Biltmore. So there'll be a sort of press conference
press
structure.
conference.
Press conference and very detailed demo, step by step, walking through the
Okay.
entire TEP system and the payments, right? Like
Okay.
I've mentioned, through the scanning of the code on the web experience, mobile experience. So we will do a very detailed demonstration of how it works.
Great. Excellent. And certainly want to thank Ms. Agatha Ruta, the head of digital retail and
Thank you, Ms.
corporate
Agatha.
banking at the Belize Bank.
Pleasure. Pleasure is
So
all mine.
certainly
Thank
we
you.
look forward and wish you all the best of luck on the launch, and trust that we're going to continue to migrate as a society towards the digital divide.
We are very much committed to do that.
E-cash.
E-cash
Okay.
and the Minister of Labour combining together.
That's right.